Alright, here we are in a game of League of Legends. On the blue team today, we do have an Annie as the AP mid of the day against, guess what, an Annie on the other side wearing the Frostfire skin. I have that skin, it's pretty nice. Amumu's going to be in the jungle and going to run down there with the Hunter's Machete against a Lee Sin, I assume starting the exact same. Honestly, that's the only way to start the jungle nowadays. It's kind of unfortunate they got that boring. Miss Fortune's going to be bottom lane with her Zyra support. Zyra running the Bicket and the Explorer's Ward, running those cool 21 into support. I don't know why people are retreat pinging already, nothing's happening. Draven's going to be bottom with his Zilean support. Zilean actually isn't a great support, but who cares? He's Zilean, he's old, he has mana issues, that's okay. And Teemo is going to be up top against the Nidalee. This game, people have decided to not go tanky except for the junglers. That's sort of an interesting decision. Usually top lanes are tankier than a fucking rat wearing a bunny hood and a cat.
30 seconds
but here we are in the game
spawn.
of Squish of Legends. Alright. So I don't know why everyone's using the new pings, but they are beautiful, so I'm okay with it. Lee Sin just running around. This is not a bad skin, but it makes him look ridiculous. Look at you, Lee Sin. Look at yourself, alright? God. Blue team defending their jungle, although honestly the carry and the Zilean should be up there, yep. And Zilean might want to chill in this bush, this tri-bush over here, just to prevent early engages.
Minions have spawned.
And invades is what I tried to say, but I didn't. Oh, Nidalee going hog wild against the Teemo. Actually going into tower range to try to get that kill. No spear though, means that she's not going to pick that up. Gonna retry. And nothing was gained, nothing was lost for either player here. Teemo might be a little bit later than Nidalee, but that's not going to make too much of a difference. Moo starting Wolves. I really wouldn't suggest starting Wolves as a movie, but I suppose he knows better than I do. He's the one playing, not me. You really don't have to ping that. Wow, Lee Sin took a lot of damage at Wraiths. Early smite goes down against the buff. Not sure why. Honestly, hold your smite until it has the amount of health that smite takes away, just so no one like smite steals like Shaco. It's just a good habit to get into, honestly. This is going to be the most fun lane. Wow, that was not terrible damage. Oh, she started Amp Tome, so she has 61 AP. She's going to be doing a lot of damage. This other Annie started Boots, which is a little bit harder. He's done by a lot more damage. So this Annie has a massive advantage for this early game. Also, she has Stomach, so that'll be fun. All this Annie has to do is run first, and then try to do a little bit more damage. Yeah, that's pretty brutal. This Annie should just be taking advantage and knocking the other one out. Not going to, though. Nidalee sort of running the same sort of idea, running 21 in the offensive tree, and she has 82 AD with no items. So she's just going to harass this Teemo down with auto attacks. There you go. Teemo is going to have to leave the lane. There's no way around that. A ridiculously pointless flash. But no matter what goes down to the Nidalee. This game is going to be very odd. The blue mid is going to sustain and outdamage the red mid, but the red top is going to do the same to the Teemo in the same lane. Lee Sin, however, coming in with 2.5 bars against the 5-bar Nidalee. Not entirely sure what he into that. He's just going to lose a lot of health because of that, and may in fact have to recall because he's at 1 bar. He can't hold a tower against Nidalee. Not at that much health. If she gets level 1 spear, even though it's based on AP, it's still going to do good damage. And Annie should probably scroll back and watch that one, but I can just assume what happened was this Annie caught the other Annie coming up to top lane, so she came over there, and then stunned her, ignited her, and that was pickup. And in fact, she used Flash as well, so there you go. This Nidalee has 2 levels on the Teemo top, so Nidalee's just going to be having a lot of fun up here. Poke under the tower, but because it has that weird circular rings on that tower, this human is not going to get tower support if the Nidalee's all the way in this corner. Meanwhile, I don't think anything exciting is going to happen bottom lane for a while. They're kind of both playing defensively, like Nidalee. This is Nidalee right here. She's a pretty cat. What the hell? I gotta scroll back and look at that. Pause. So Nidalee's over here. Lee Sin coming around the back end with red buff and blue buff. That makes a lot more sense. Sneaking around the Nidalee. Nidalee has no wards. Nidalee gets picked up both blue and the Lee Sin's running in. That makes more sense. I thought they dove in from the tower. Okay, that was impressive that Nidalee didn't walk away. Meanwhile, bottom lane, and Zilean walking into the tower. That's why Zyra and Miss Fortune clear minions pretty quickly. Zyra's really not a bad support at all. but the problem is her sustain isn't very good, and she can't do much to help her teammate. She has a lot of CC though, so I'm about that CC. But since neither of these characters have any heal or shields, it's kind of a strange lane. Pokes are permanent. Except for the person started with, I assume. Hog wild against the Zyra, but it is not to be as she walks away with safe and sound. Exhaust going down on Misfortune, and both are pushed down to a very low amount of health. Draven also has 86 attack damage to the Misfortune's 59. So that would be why that trade went so negatively towards the red team. Also, summoners went down for the Draven and the Zillion in the AP. Both their offensive summoners went down. Timo trying to take the advantage he got although he's not going to, as he just took the trap. He's going to fall to this, as he's excited, and his defense is there from the trap. Unfortunate, as Nidalee is going to have a good old time pushing the sling back. Running Cheer of the Goddess, and he's going to go Archangels or Monomune. Nidalee can do either, because she is a hybrid champion. Pretty cool, honestly. Meanwhile, in mid lane, Red Annie, is getting a range ring to try to catch up in AP. Not really going to happen. Speaking of, doing Misfortune, trying to do a little bit more. Oh, the good gank. The Boomer throwing a bandage over that diagonal over there. A little bit like a Zac gank, honestly. Nothing really coming of that, though. Annie starting Hextech Revolver and an Amp Tome, going for the earlier damage and sustain. Although I really don't agree with Revolver being a core item on Annie. It's not bad, but it's nothing amazing. It gives you the spell vamp on all your spells for all of you who don't know your items quite yet. And it's not a terrible item for people who who have single target DPS. But because a lot of Annie's spells are AoE, the benefit from that is really diminished. So, with a grain of salt, people. Take it with a grain of salt. The red Annie going down bottom to try to gank someone who isn't there anymore. Kind of disappointing. And still, the blue Annie can easily just walk in on this one. The farm advantage, again, going to the blue team by quite a margin. In pretty much every way, actually. The blue team is just out farming the red team, except for the middle who is stomping this team onto the ground. Lee Sin trying to get a bush gank on this middle, probably a good idea, as this team needs as much help as he can get. Ooh, but the Amumu coming in too. This is not a good look for anyone involved. Both goes down by one. Literally walks in a little bit late and gets the last down. The Timo gets picked up by the Amumu, and everything is okay for the red team. This Lee Sin could easily have been caught. Going to chase for whatever reason that happens to be. I do not know it. But the Amumu cutting off the angle, literally getting killed by the Lee Sin. That was in every way. Lee Sin's just going to walk right down here. Oh, nope, going to kill himself on the tower. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm backwards today. Jeez. Lee Sin, on the blue team, walking through this tower and being completely safe. I'm good. Okay. So we're trying to fight the Zyra and doing just that. Taking a little bit more mana to do it, but, you know, fair enough. Sure. This Misfortune and this Zyra are getting straight smacked on. I assume because this Draven has a ridiculous amount of AD for the amount of items he has. I think they're just running flat AD. A lot of these characters seem to be doing just that. This Annie gets engaged upon by the other Annie and is going to lose the trade because that's how Annie fights work. Although this Annie is ignited and took 2 and dies as well. Huh, cool. Honestly, I think the massive amount of AP this Annie had is really paying for itself. That shouldn't have happened. This Annie should have won that engage and walked away just fine. You don't have to get the kill in mid. It's not the end of the world if they're lower health than you but aren't dead. Oh my god. I'm sorry, Nidalee's going AP. Probably both because 108 AD and 65 AD means that pretty much no matter what you do, unless you just engage upon her and burst her down, she's going to win those trades. Amumu coming in for the bot lane ganks, hits on Draven really good, but the Zyra died earlier, I believe. Yes, she didn't. So this trade's going to go very, very negatively for the red team, as the Draven is going to get picked up regardless. Oh, I was wrong. Oh, no, he is going to get picked up for red, but that is a 2-for-1. Or, I'm sorry, 1-for-1, going to be 2-for-1, 2-for-1, and this Misfortune is going to walk away safe and sound. Listen, could maybe catch her with a good Q if there is a god in this world with the good Q and Q. Boom, and that's another 3-for-1 for the blue team, unfortunate. This blue team is taking their advantage quite heavily right now. With only 2 kills, though, it doesn't really seem like that big of a deal. The 1k advantage this early is going to make a big difference, as well as the Nidalee killing herself under the tower. Nidalee, you have ranged attacks as well as a heal, you should use them. Unfortunately, I did not. This Lee Sin, I don't like the skills. Starting with the Wriggles though, good idea, that's what I do. Because you get that extra ward and you can use his W to jump to that Wriggles ward, giving you a free, free flash basically is what I'm trying to say. But a little bit slow, not quite saying that. Yeah, everything seems to have calmed down a little bit, and when we're going back to his jungle. Leaving his red up for a really long time, it's kind of dangerous. If he was, you know, not smart, I'm not going to say he's not smart, but if he was a smart player, he would go up to this red buff and give the Nidalee it. She can get an extra slow and be able to harass more effectively. The blue Annie traversing and everything elsing this other Annie and just picking up the kill. It's not an exciting kill. It's probably the simplest way you can get a kill in this game. Doing just the exact same thing to the other Nunu, and the Nunu hitting the damage on the bear, throwing a Soul Touch to try to pick up the Annie on the tower, letting the tower try to do as much damage as it can, but no such luck. Lee Sin coming in to try to defend the Annie, but just kidding, get blue buff anyway. Shooting over the wall, just walking around, just killing the screen. Let's see. Teemo having a amp tome and a dagger, not really a huge barrier of what his build is going to be, but it's not going to help him too much as is anyway.